we believe if you want to be competitive in this market, dude, you can't just be a great tattooer.
Yeah.
You have to be like super invested in giving them like that best experience, and that's a lot of work to say. It's easy to say in a sentence,
Yeah.
you know, but look what it took us. It took us like, well, we're gonna be like 5 years in November.
And we can honestly say we've seen the faults of not having that customer service. I mean, when we first had the shop, we first opened the shop, it was just you and me, and then we just hired random people.
Yeah,
We couldn't ingrain that customer service into people,
yeah.
you
And
know?
we did. We attempted to hire people just to fill in the spots,
Yeah.
and we didn't consider the are they like minded like us?
Hmm.
Do they believe that social media is the key to growth?
I think when we're first hiring people, all we think about is like, you have your machine?
Any
You
machine?
tattooed before? All right, let's go.
Yeah. Man, welcome. See that chair over there? Go sit over there.
Yeah. Welcome back to another week of the IQ Project. You already know, my name is Josh. I'm right here with my co-host Ricky Tat.
What up? What up?
Man,
I'm back.
it's been a while.
I know.
I think. Well, you've been enjoying life with your family.
Sure.
You've been out right now that your kids are on family vacation, or was it summer vacation?
Summer vacation.
Summer vacation. You ready for them to go back to school?
2 weeks, 4 hours, 23 minutes, and 10 seconds counting. Not that I was counting. Yeah, man. I'm back, dude. Hell yeah. I took a much needed break,
Mm.
you know, and now I'm back. I did miss the podcast. No lie. Been quiet for a little bit. Got a lot to say. But nah, man.
You been
How
out
you been?
partying?
Huh?
You been out partying?
A little bit. You know what? Like right now, it seems like me and Shirley are getting to like connect more
Mm-hmm.
because we were just, she has the gym business and we have this one, and it just seemed like it was a lot of focus on the businesses, and we forgot a little bit about us,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're reconnecting that, we're bringing that again. It's not that we forgot; it's just that we're now focusing more on each other. So,
Yeah.
and then so we go with the kids. We went to Yosemite. Then I went to San Francisco, show them the bridge. Um, and then after that, took like a quick came to work a couple days, and then I went to Valle de Guadalupe,
Mexico?
Mexico. Drank some wine. That was just me and her. Left the kids with los abuelos,
Mm-hmm.
and it was awesome, bro. It was dope.
Nice.
It's nice. Like it's a chill spot, stress free. You don't. It's not about the party. It's about just
Getting away.
getting away. And
Let's be honest, how many times do you check your phone while you're there?
that's a good question. Not as often. Maybe in the mornings when we wake up, when I was at the hotel because they had good signal, and then sometimes in the wineries, hardly much. Maybe twice during the day.
Uh.
Yeah, some of them didn't have signal, so that helped.
Yeah.
So we would just record
Just
and
disconnect. There's a reason why Carlos just leaves to the mountains. He fucking wants to disconnect from everything.
yeah. And I try to do that. I tried, but at the same time, I was talking to some clients. Um, but I definitely was not on there a lot. I have a lot of videos I didn't post, but I was like, I'll post them sooner or later. Actually, we'll post one right now. See right here. I don't know which one I'm posting at right now, Carlos, but hopefully we get it in there. But I'll find a video that that we're just in the wineries drinking some wine.
That's cool. I mean, while you were gone, me and Romeo were holding it down.
I heard.
Romeo did pretty good. We were able to do 2 podcasts with Luz. We did one with Luz and our new apprentice, Megan.
Yeah.
Share little stories, I guess, on the female perspective of the tattoo industry. And then the second time with Luz was just trying to get like a deep dive in her story.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Trying not to get canceled.
Pro women, guys.
Oh yeah, man.
No, that's cool, man. Shit. I mean, we got to keep this train going. It's hard, right?
Yeah.
I know I was holding it down while you took some vacation prior to that, but
Feel like we need that mental relief.
mental break.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. And uh, the word is balance, right? Everybody
Yeah.
says balance, but there's no balance, man. It's just
It gets hard because you have to be on your phone for this job fucking almost 24/7.
yeah.
I like how Luz does it. She set herself a schedule where like she will only answer from this time to this time. I think that's pretty smart, and I think I'm gonna start implementing that. See if that works out, just to create that balance.
The balance.
Yeah,
So you don't talk to your clients at 2 a.m. in the morning when you're like, I can't sleep, and then just like, hey, what's up, dog? We ready for 2 weeks from 2 days from now?
I do. I must stop.
I'm just like, because some of them, I figure some of them are probably at work because
Yeah.
they do night shift or something, you know. So if you see that little green light, just shoot them a text.
I
It's
don't
all
have the green, I
different.
don't have the green lights.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been what
Any cool tats you seen from the guys recently?
Romeo, that Aztec piece he did. That was pretty dope.
Which Aztec piece?
I think he did it Saturday. Saturday.
The little bottom piece that he did.
Yeah. Well, that whole arm he worked on it,
Oh,
and then he was trying to do some fillers, and I sat down with him where we were trying to figure out like what we could do. Originally, I don't know what he was gonna do. He was gonna do some type of windbreaks, and then I kind of mentioned try to do the Aztec kind of shape of smoke, kind of how
Oh,
like Carlos
okay.
Torres did,
Carlos Torres,
and then
yeah,
he
he
killed
did.
that part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he put it in the bag too, huh?
yeah.
We'll show it here. Number 2, Romeo tattoo. We're working on some stuff, guys.
I know Luce. She did some dope ass anime.
Yeah, you know she's fast, man.
Yeah,
She's fast. I guess I think if she's secure with the needle. You know, she
yeah.
just knows where to put it, and um, it just shows in how her decision making. I've seen the little bit that I've seen her tattoo.
Mhm.
Very impressed. Like, we'll put up hers right here too. Carlos Luce's Egyptian
Oh, that one,
leg.
dude. She was
Oh.
really fast on that one.
6 hours on that one. And also too, I like that she came to me and said, Ricky, you got time? I would like your input on this, you know? And I was like, that's dope. That's the reason why she came in here to grow. And a simple action like that. And I gave her some tips. I told her straight up, overall, it's a badass piece.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was going to say something about it, I was just going to say, try not to go too big right now, you know? Because sometimes when you try to do big pieces, you're only doing it in a certain amount of time. You have to sacrifice a little bit of quality.
Yeah.
So just maybe focusing a little bit. But other than that, it was.
Yeah, that's funny that you told her that, because what I told her was try to focus on the smaller area. So like if you are gonna do a big piece like that, don't say like you're gonna knock it out today. Just say you're gonna knock this out first, and then you're gonna knock out the top.
Yeah.
So you're focusing more on like a smaller area at a time than the whole thing.
Right. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can see where we all see when we start our tattoo. Always the beginning is dope, right? We're fresh. That first hour is clean.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting every little detail, and then you realize, oh shit, I still got a lot more to go. Okay, I better speed it up a little bit, get some of this.
Yeah.
Then it's hour 5 or 6. You're taking lunch. You're just like a little bit kind of tired, and that's where I think people struggle at.
It's after lunch.
Is that after lunch part where like, okay, I got all this to go. I'm already comfortable with the needle going into the skin. I could just do a little here and there, and then because they have a big piece to do,
Mm-hmm.
some of it cannot be completely finished. It's happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's happened to all of them, and they're barely starting to. So, but overall, that was dope that she asked us, and she said it in her interview. That's why she came here. She
Yeah.
wants to grow, and her actions are showing that she wants to grow. And we're glad that we could help her.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of change in her, and I've told her this since she got here. I feel like her work has just gotten better and better.
Yeah,
And that's just her from like asking and seeing everyone else here work.
Yeah, and I think everybody, and I mean,
we got James working now.
We got James. Yeah, let's get that video. I have that video here. James
did his first tattoo.
James starting to tattoo real skin. So that's gonna be an interesting journey because the dude, can't deny he has a lot of badass fake skins.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just about putting him into the skin, and seeing what kind of artist he becomes. Right?
Yeah.
What is that? Apprentice number 3. Yeah, James is 3.
Yeah. I don't remember.
We got Megan. I'm pushing her right now to do a color piece. I ask her a lot of questions on color because like she seems very experienced from her college studies.
Color
So
theory.
yeah, and I really want her input because I mean I never went to school for it. You know, the little bit that I practiced was when I just look at the color wheel and just put it on. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when she tells me some input, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So she definitely comes with that tool. So we're excited, man. The team is growing, dude. You know,
Yeah.
we got Tony the Prodigy, aka Tony G Tattoo. That guy stays consistent, killing
Don't
pieces.
you?
You know, I'm excited to see some portraits that he's gonna do. He's doing a portrait special right now. I want to see. You know, he's dope in those portraits.
Yeah.
So,
Brian's coming up too.
and Brian,
Brian, he's finally gotten back. He took a little vacation as well.
yeah, I mean the dude's he's got hunger, you know,
Yeah.
and his attitude is super dope. Comes in with like a super enthusiasm, you know, and
Guy's always laughing and smiling, huh?
he's always doing that. And Johnny's doing some, you know, dope pieces as well. He bangs them out fast, you know. Johnny
Mm,
bangs out some fast tattoos. So overall, the shop is like solid, dude. Dude, we have 9 people in this shop.
yeah.
9 people,
Imagine
and
we had 9 people when we first started.
you know, it was just me and you and a bunch of, and it was 6 booths.
Yeah.
No, 4 other booths empty, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the topic for today, guys. Like
Damn.
we are in a spot where we can say we're the only 5-star tattoo studio in the Inland Empire. Inland Empire is 60 miles from east of Los Angeles. This
I feel like I always ask this. Is it really 60 miles?
it is. I calculated the time.
Oh.
Let's do that again because I want to. Gotta do it again. Keep going. That's raw like that. You'll edit it. All right. Like that.
We don't edit
Shout
here.
out to Anchored Minds. We don't Anchored Minds for killing it over here. Yeah, dude. I've checked. We're the only 5-star tattoos.
Yeah.
We got like 80 reviews. It's not like 4 reviews, you know. Um, let's talk about how we got to that point
Okay.
because we already stated that we have 9 people here, 7 artists, 2 apprentices,
Mm-hmm.
right? 1 badass media guy, you know, and co-partners, me and you, and we tattoo as well. Like let's tell these people that have been following us, the whole subscribers, man. Thank you guys for following us. Maybe they forgot what we were about, you know, and why we do this and why we're having this podcast.
And how did this start? Well, long ago,
Long
Ricky was
ago in
tattooing me.
in my garage when Josh was like, "Bro, you want to tear me up?" You know, we started thinking like we should want a tattoo shop one day, right?
Yeah. So but the actual story was that I was living in San Diego at the time, and Ricky was working a different job. I think you quit tattooing. Yeah, you quit tattooing.
I'd quit tattooing for like a year.
Yeah, and I kept bugging him, "Hey, you gonna tattoo me or what?" And I remember you weren't making time, and I was like already looking at, "Fuck, I'm gonna just go with Fred." Or "Fuck, I'm gonna go see how much Fernie charges."
Really?
Yeah,
You were thinking that?
yeah. And somehow you're like, "All right, just come back this weekend." So I drove down, and then that's when we started talking about it. Because I think you had worked at a shop prior to that, right?
Yeah.
And then I was working at a shop, and I was mentioning to you all the flawed things I saw that
Yeah.
we could have done better. And then at the time, I had an opportunity where I was like, okay, I could graduate and run that shop over there, or I was thinking about coming back over here and opening up a shop. And you had mentioned as well that you wanted to open up a shop. So we're like, all right, well, we got the idea. Let's see if we can make it happen.
Yeah. Well, that was the original thing when I first started. I'm like, one day, I didn't know it was possible. I didn't know it was possible soon. You know, I just knew that one day I wanted to open up a shop. I thought that was to be the ultimate goal. I never thought it was possible to do it. But then when like you came and started tattooing with me, like I would tattoo you, I should say. We 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 started thinking of the possibility that it can,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and doing a partnership in a tattoo shop, I think, is a lot easier than doing it by yourself
Yeah.
because you have not only half the responsibility, but you think different than I do, and we can use both of those to actually do something. So, but I think those days of where I tattooed you on that arm and did the shark, that was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Shark,
The first one
the
you did
shark.
when you came back.
Huh?
was the first one you did when you came back after quitting.
What's his name? Bruno, Brutus,
Bruce.
Brutus,
Bruce
or
the Shark.
who's the shark? Shark. Tat. Yeah, with that, I mean that kind of sparked it all, and I said, and I did make a promise to you, right? I said when you finish school,
Hmm.
I'll be ready. You said, all right, let's go, and we started the shop. But let's talk about why we wanted to start it, like because we was
Well, we saw the flaws in the both shops that we were at, like
yeah,
that you had worked at and the one I was working at. And don't get me wrong, it's a cool environment. Everybody helped me out there, but I noticed one thing is that it was sometimes uncomfortable for people to walk in there. Vibe didn't feel right for everyone. It felt right for some people. It didn't feel right for everyone.
mm,
It was sometimes unwelcoming.
unwelcoming.
Yeah.
And what I saw working in the other shop was like, yeah, the tattooing was cool and everything, but I felt like since I know I am an artist, I was there for a while. I kind of knew that things could be better for the artist.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the advantages that we have, that we're working artists, but also owners. We know what would be cool as an artist to have in a shop,
Hmm.
and then we can also provide it as owners. So I think when I saw that, you know what, let's put some TVs in. Let's uh let's provide the medical stuff. You know, let's provide a kitchen and environment. Let's bring some coffee. Like
Hmm.
let's make it a vibe. Let's make the experience. All those things being as an artist help us to have a tattoo shop, like
Yeah.
create one, right? So I think that's why we did it. And I remember telling you, bro, like it has to be about the customer service. It has to be.
Hmm.
That's our sole like focus. I mean, the tattooing should be great. Other than that, we never can provide a customer service, right?
Yeah.
So that's a given. So we all have to just like,
Man, that's one of the biggest flaws we saw too, as well, from both shops or that we had. Another shops I walked into too, as well. Like the customer service wasn't always there.
yeah,
Um, the artist ego was always high. Um, to the point where like you have to have an ego like that to fucking talk shit to a client, which
yeah,
is never good. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's the worst thing you could do. Put them on blast, things like that. It's not professional at all.
yeah. It's definitely an old school way.
Yeah,
And if you want to stay, I believe, and we believe, if you want to be competitive in this market, dude, you can't just be a great tattooer.
yeah.
You have to be like super, super invested in giving them like that best experience. And that's a lot of work to say. It's easy to say in a sentence,
Yeah.
you know, but look what it took us. It took us like, well, we're gonna be like 5 years in November.
And we can honestly say we've seen the faults of not having that customer service. I mean, when we first had the shop, we first opened the shop, it was just you and me, and then we just hired random people.
Yeah,
We couldn't ingrain that customer service into people,
yeah.
you
I mean,
know?
we did. We attempted to hire people just to fill in the spots,
Yeah.
and we didn't consider the are they like minded like us?
Hmm.
Do they believe that social media is the key to growth?
I think when we're first hiring people, all we think about is like, you have your machine?
Any
You
machine?
tattooed before? All right, let's go.
Yeah, come in, welcome. See that chair over there? Go sit over there.
Yeah.
You know, um, but we had to do that to gain the experience. I mean, that was
Yeah.
like in year one, right? Like in year one, I mean, we opened in November, guys, of 2018. November, December, January was just me and you. Holding it down. We would argue because we'd have no work. We'd,
Well, we opened in the slowest season.
yeah,
Um, yeah,
in the slowest part
2008.
of the season where
Yeah.
everybody's saving their money to buy gifts and whatnot,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, I remember that there was no work at times. We'd be here Saturday and
Dude,
Sundays.
I remember we look at the numbers and we're just like, fuck yeah, we made enough to pay for rent.
Yeah, and that was scary, but we kept it out. I mean, and we kind of planned for it to be
Yeah.
have enough funds for to wait till at least tax season, right? Because back then,
Or
before
we
the
hoped it would be better.
yeah, before the big COVID word, there was like a pattern, right? Like
Mm.
it was dead during the winter times, and then tax season came, and then it was just great. Then it starts slowing down, and so when it's great, you just make as much money as you can and save, and then it slows down, and you enjoy some of it in December.
But do you remember what we did for customers when we first started? Because we had already talked about, okay, this is what we gotta do, implement to have great customer service. Um,
What are you referring
we
to?
we would do contests for kids, like where we
Oh, that's
incorporate.
right.
We'll tell them like, oh, come over, draw a turkey on the wall, something like that. I
Yeah,
can't exactly remember what the contest was, but we involved the kids because we knew we wanted more family oriented. We wanted a different type of clientele in the shop compared to your old biker
that's
gang kind
right.
of things.
Yeah,
So we figured, okay, family oriented. They have good jobs, they're responsible and they're willing. They know what they want. So that was one of our targeted audience.
yeah, yeah. We would have them draw the turkeys in our chalk wall. Remember, we had a
Yeah.
chalk wall, and well, my kids were around too, so we started with that. And I remember I brought my cousins; they all drew. My little cousins, and
Hmm.
they're small at that age, and they would draw there. And yeah, that was one of the initiatives. We even started remember the red bags with the little gifts in
Oh
them
yeah,
just to give it to them. We started that for a little while, and then we kind of dropped it.
we dropped it because of, well, you know what happened 2020.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, huh?
Yeah,
Anyways, after that, so that put a wrench in everything. But
yeah,
one thing we stayed consistent is just keep saying, keep the customer focus,
yeah.
keep building clientele through there. And it's weird now. Like I'm seeing a wave of the clients that started back then with us started hitting me up again for tattoos,
Hmm.
and I'm just like, oh man, that's cool. It's throwback to those days, and um, it just feels good that people are coming back and we're slowly building like a stamp here in the Inland Empire.
Mm.
Um,
Been nonstop growing since then.
yeah,
I think COVID. Oh shit, I said it.
fuck it. COVID,
I think
COVID,
COVID, um, for us was a threshold where that pushed us to jump over, or that hurdle we had to jump over, because at that point we realized the systems we had to put in place to make us grow, where we couldn't market, we couldn't have the door open.
yeah, we had to be like a private shop.
Yeah, we had to be a private shop, doors closed and everything, because we started to make money. We started to pay rent.
Yeah, and so and I think once that happened, like we stayed consistent, which we we stayed taking care of our clients, and then
Mm.
we realized, okay, we have 6 artists, right? We're in a small place. We need a little bit more room now. Like remember when we just walked into that spot and our
Everybody's
cousins were
working.
painting
Oh yeah,
and we haven't even put the booths in. We're like, this is badass, dude. This is gonna
it's
be
fucking
6
big.
spots.
This fucking room is big.
Yeah.
We could do a lot here.
Yeah. We could put a microwave in the back. That's cool. It was only 1,000 square feet, guys. So from me working in a garage to going to 1,000 square feet, it was like boom, a
Yeah.
mansion.
And then we got everybody else working there, and then bam, it's like as soon as, because I think we had hired everyone, right? And then we saw they weren't with what we're trying to do with it, with customer service. They weren't with,
Some of those artists you're saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we ended up letting everyone go, and it was
Well,
just
why?
you and me.
Because they weren't aligned with our thoughts. Like me and
Yeah.
you, like we set out to be like customer focused.
Mm.
And then we started having conflicts with some of those artists because they didn't believe in that idea with us.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key too in growth with any company, because I hear it all the time on YouTube. Your employees have to be close, if not in the same mindset,
Yeah.
like us. They gotta believe that customer service is the key.
Hmm.
You just like we believe that. No, it's not kissing ass. Everybody wears it. I'm not. I'm not gonna kiss ass. That's like the hood name, kissing ass. You know what I'm saying? But we have to be like treating our clients like royalty,
I think it's just being a good person.
right?
I mean, fucking, this person is giving you money to do your art on them. Treat them well.
Yeah, we're providing a service, right?
Yeah.
And when we provide a service, um, they have they we need them, right?
Mm.
So they have the leverage. So we can provide a okay service, but then what brings them back?
Yeah.
The feeling of, you know what, they take care of me over there. I mean, think about it. Like, I know you're into off roading. You
Mhm.
probably have a place that you go to all the time to get your work done, and you can go to any place, but you probably go to that place because they take care of you, and you feel like it's you got the value exchange for your money,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Even if it's more expensive, maybe because you could have gone to Swami and done it. No, I don't know if
No.
they could do it at the Swami, but
Yeah.
but the point is that
Well, even at the Swami, they show customer service.
they do, and that's why you go to certain
Yeah.
booths. You know, actually, that's a good idea that you just brought that up.
Mm.
The swap meet is like a micro version of a town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well,
I
you
mean,
worked there for a lot of you
yeah, I
worked there in
worked
the
there
Swami for a long
almost
time,
my
so
whole
you can
life.
probably attest to this.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why I saw my parents. I used to work at a Swami with my parents since I was little, right? Been going about 15, 16 years with them to go help them every weekend. What I saw the customer service they provided is when their clients came back on Christmas and Thanksgiving and gave my parents gifts for them selling them a product, but it wasn't just a product to them. It was the experience that they gave to them. If we're eating, my dad would be like, "Oh, you guys want some food? Here you
Yeah,
go."
and it was some bomb food
Yeah.
because my aunt
So,
can cook.
like if we brought something back from like we had drinks or something, my dad would be like, "Hey, go buy them a drink real quick." You know,
So
they're shopping around. They're buying products, but give them something to drink. I
yeah,
think.
shout out to Tio Alejandro and mi tia Coca for sure. Because 16 years, bro,
Yeah.
that's a lot. And I think you said a key word there. It's like they were building relationship with these people.
Hmm.
You saw it was the same people over and over consistently, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna dig deeper into something like that because I just thought about it the other day. I'm like, do you notice when you go into a Swami, and a Swami, guys, if you guys don't know, you're not in Southern California, it's like a flea market, but it's in California, they're big. So it's a big area where a bunch of vendors go and they do their pop ups and they sell stuff, right? But I analyzed something. If you go through every aisle, each aisle sells the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just they're moved around in different locations, right?
Your competitors.
So, for example, one place sells underwear and socks. The other place sells like stuff,
But we all get
phone
it from the same
holders.
place.
They all get it from the same place,
Yeah,
right?
they're all the same products.
Exactly. So there's all that, right? There's even like trinkets, and there's that
Mhm.
random one person that sells like their old junk, but that's kind of like phasing out. It's mostly like new stuff that you can get on
Yeah.
Amazon and everything, right? So my thinking was like, wait a minute. If there's 20 aisles, and in each aisle there's 20 sock vendors, what is the advantage as a business, as your own micro business there? What is your advantage of being there?
Mhm.
It's which person or which booth builds the best relationship with all those people coming in.
Yeah.
Damn, that's when I was like, it's an example, and people should look at the Swami as an example of how to run their business because
And
they're
you see
walking
it.
in.
And you see it because you see those people like they're advertising with like fucking signs that are spinning, shit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. But from our experience, we saw is just talking to clients and talking to them, helping them out exactly how they want. Most of the time, they're there to like vent or something,
yeah,
but you're still taking them in.
yeah. Yeah, and you got to
Um,
understand exactly. You got to understand the concept of what a Swami is. The Swami is a Sunday out for the family.
yeah.
You take your kids and you go buy some candy, some peanuts. They sell the peanuts, and then you go buy some stuff that you probably don't need. Because it's all a little bit of stuff. There's always that one guy that sells Costco shorts, and I go over there and I get them for the low low. But
Mhm.
I noticed that I go to the same guys, and if they make an attempt, not everybody there though is keen to this.
Yeah.
If they make an attempt to be like, "Oh man, what's up? What's your name? Oh, I'm Ricky. I noticed you coming by here some peanuts, because I like those roasted peanuts. Take a little extra today, bro." If he does that to me, I'm there every fucking Sunday. Give me my peanuts,
Hmm.
and he just helped himself to get a secure um, transaction from me every weekend.
Yeah.
Multiply that by 100 people, you got your clientele. What I just described there is what tattoo artists should be doing. Every tattoo artist should act like they're their own little micro pop-up Swami.
Or their own little business.
Well, I'm saying that as an analogy there
Yeah.
because a lot of artists out in California know what a Swami is. And it's about building that relationship with that person and giving them that extra bag of surprise when they get the tattoo. If they come in and they just get a small word like faith, right? Because that just happened to Romeo. He got, if you just, the tattoo is going to get done clean. You did a badass tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
What extra can you bring? You know, make them feel comfortable. Would you like some water? Let me make you a coffee. Um,
What do you want to do or for
we go for
lunch?
lunch if it's going to take that long. Those little extra things is going to want that client to come back
Yeah.
right away. That because that Romeo's client was our um our tax financial preparer
Advisor.
advisor. There you go. Shout out to Prominence Services. They got a podcast too. You know why I knew she got taken care of? Because she posted it right away on her Instagram and tagged us.
Yeah.
That means Romeo gave more value to her than she gave back into him as far as financial or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the bad thing, right? That's what we're supposed to do. And I saw this great post on a podcast that he said, like, you guys got to over deliver. And I think that's the key in the swap meet micro environment. It's just like a snapshot of how the businesses are. And I think that's what we do here. And we try to over deliver. I try to over deliver.
See, maybe that's where I brought those ideas as well, because maybe I was doing it unintentionally, like,
Yeah.
because I was already doing it there.
Yeah.
And then we brought it over here, and I saw shops weren't as nice to clients and all that. I feel like that's where I got that whole
Exactly. Because, bro,
bounce back.
they were buying
Yeah.
socks,
Yeah.
right? Like, let's think about it simply. Like a client is buying a sock from your parents, right? They
Mhm.
weren't buying a sock. They were going over to catch up with you guys.
Yeah.
And they probably know your history, where you guys coming from 2 hours away. They were just chopping it up. Say, hey, how was your quinceañera? You guys had a quinceañera, right? How was it? Good. Oh, right? They
I
stay
can honestly
longer
say
than buying
some-
the damn sock.
I can honestly say some of these clients saw me grow up
Yeah,
since I was little to the time I stopped going. you know?
exactly. It's about the relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we have 5-star studio, man, because we're highly focused on that.
Yeah.
You know, when I take breaks, I walk around, I like to see what the artists are doing.
Mm.
And I'm like, all right, is the TV facing one of the clients? No? Okay, let me adjust it. And they'll say, oh, thank you. Boom. One little check.
Mhm.
If I see that they have a drink, if there's an extra tray around, move the tray in, put the water bottle on there or their keys. You don't want to have your keys in your pocket and your wallet while you're getting tattooed. Give me this stuff.
Yeah.
Put it right here. It's visible to you. Boom, another check. You know?
I mean, for me, what I do is I can't do it to everyone, but for the most people that, like, we all have those clients that we remember that come back every time, and you already have a strong relationship with them. So, like, for holidays, I'll text them, like, this 4th of July, I text about 10, 15 people. It's like, hey, have a good 4th of July. Enjoy your time with your family.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. It's one little message like that.
I mean, it's not just here in the tattoo shop that
Yeah.
it can happen. It's before, it's after,
Mhm.
you know, just keep them in mind. And I think a lot of shops, if they focus on that a little bit more, because they have to analyze their own shop, right? Okay, well, I'm hearing these guys say to customer service, do I do all this? And
Yeah.
if they are doing it, then they have a high rating too. Whether Google doesn't make it's just a metric, right?
Mhm.
Of saying, I'm not saying we're better than everybody. I'm just saying that is one way that we're being measured for our customer service, by the reviews of people giving us back,
Yeah.
right? So that's one way. I mean, you want to know another way? Just walk into the door one random day, and I guarantee you're gonna feel the vibe.
Mhm.
You know, because we genuinely care for this. We genuinely care for that customer service.
Yeah, we don't see them as just a product. We see them as an actual human being. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. So going back, I lost track of my thoughts. You know? No, but going back to the 5-star. I mean, it takes a lot for somebody to put a review on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, how many people have we tattooed in 5 years? Like easily over 1,000,
Yeah.
and we only have 80 reviews. Think about that. That's like a 5%, if my math is right. Carlos, do the math. Let me know.
2%.
What's 2%? 80? 100%? Wait, let's do 100.
1,000.
Okay, 1,000 divided by 80. Sorry guys, my math sucks.
1,000 what?
divided by 80. And that's just assuming that
12.5%.
12.5%.
Yeah.
We probably tattooed more than 1,000 people in the 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's okay. Let's bring it down 10%. So 10% of people will actually make the effort to write us a review. So 1 out of 10 people will make that review.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, 95, 98% of the time, we're on it with that. There's days we're human. We're not robots. Where we have an off day, but we'll never disrespect.
Yeah.
That's key. If I or you, we know if we hear anybody disrespecting a client, if they're not in the wrong, I mean, no, at no time should we ever be disrespecting people, but at no time should there ever be a bad experience.
Yeah.
We've had bad experiences. We have to fix some bad experiences from our artists.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talks about that in podcasts. Nobody talks about the times where we have an artist here and maybe they miscommunicated wrong and the client comes to us and say, "Hey, where's the manager?" "Oh, then we're the owners. I would like to talk to you about so and so."
Yeah.
"All right, let me know what your thoughts." "Well, this and that." "Okay, well, analyze the artist he did what he was supposed to do, he or she, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do we do now? Do we say tough luck? Thank you. I'm sorry. Here's a thank you card. What can we do for you, bro?" A lot of times they just want to be heard and they want to be taken care of for that little extra bit.
Yeah.
So what do? Sometimes it takes me or you. I have no problem with, doing that little extra if they're okay with it to fix that experience. And that's what we've done sometimes to get that 5-star review because
We
it's
could
hard.
we could just be like, oh well, that's it.
Yeah.
Go out.
And the thing with reviews, I started analyzing it. It's like they come in easily, right? And they can be automatically, "Oh, thank you, because we've done it." But it's that 1 or 2 that come in and they throw a wrench in the system.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the hard part. We're like, what do you decide to do? And I think that's
There's
what
always a
dropped.
choice.
It's definitely a choice, right?
Yeah, there's always a choice. You could always either fucking go choice A, say fuck them. I don't give a fuck. Just
Like, I'm down for a 4.8.
yeah. Or the other choice is okay. We're gonna take a little bit of loss, but let's fix this.
Yeah.
You know,
What's it gonna take? 2 hours of my time
Yeah.
or refund money? We've refunded money, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm putting 5-star review on a pedestal really high. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a metric, guys. I'm putting customer service in a pedestal. Like, what are you willing to do that is like not the usual thing to do in a tattoo shop?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Are you willing to buy your clients food every day?
Yeah.
Or if you have food, share your food.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't like to share my food. But no, I'm just kidding.
I share my food.
I can't share my salad and chicken. Just kidding. But even my brother had these instances. He would call me from his jumper business, and he's like, "Bro, I got this situation.
Mhm.
What do we do?" And it's about a decision, and that decision dictates what do you represent.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's give back more than $500 worth of deposits, or
I remember being there for those decisions. Most of the time, like it'll be me calling them, like, "Hey, what do I do here?"
Yeah. See, and you've learned that it has to be a decision, right?
Yeah,
But it's ultimately not your calling that. Ultimately, it's the owner, and the artists come to us and they're like, "Hey, this is the situation. All right, then we have to make that decision, and we live with it, and we have to understand what our beliefs are. It's for the shop. It's customer service. Was that client in the wrong? If the client was in the wrong, then it's something that we have to deal with and take the byproduct of that.
yeah.
But it happens in all the businesses. My compadre hit me up one time about a catering business that he forgot. And I'm like, all right, well, you got to make it right. If you claim you want to be the best, that's when it counts, that one moment. It's not
Yeah.
all those constant.
It's what you do in that moment.
It's what you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it all comes with repercussions and rewards,
And we're not saying we never like in those situations when it does happen that we won't back up our artists. Like we'll look both sides. We'll sit down with the artist and we'll tell them like, okay, what happened? If if it's something to do with the artist or if it's something to do with the client. And at that point, that's how we make our decision.
Yeah. And I think if our artists, just like us, we follow that process of like, we never gotten a complaint from somebody that like, hey, I didn't get what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It's I didn't get it. I didn't get it to the best that I know I could have gotten it. You see what I'm saying?
And it's just
It's just a communication problem.
communications. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we completely understand that once that doesn't happen, the experience for that artist and that person, that client or person, it's kind of already it's not the best. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's remove that artist and bring in the other artist and make that experience go good. And
Mm-hmm.
we've gotten reviews back. Thank you, man. This shows that you guys care. It's fine. Fix another person's tattoo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody's okay with that. At the end of the day, we're a business. We're not a, you know, we're not like I don't know. I don't know how to say it. But at the end of the day, sometimes I think our egos get in the way. And sometimes we have to check those egos, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I messed up and let's say I do a lettering, you know, I'm not the best at line work. You're better than me. But if I do the lettering, um, and it's like a little wonky, you know,
Mm.
and the guy's like, bro, this line's off. I'll be like, hey, can Josh over there fix it? You know, he's fucking badass. I got to drop my ego and say, hey, Josh can take care of you.
Yeah.
Boom. The client's happy at the end of the day, right? So there's a lot to say in this, and let us know if this rings a bell to you guys because um
And this is not just in a shop setting. Like if you're in a private studio as well, I believe that's even more important to create an environment where your clients want to stay and be there. You know, not just go out. And unfortunately, that's not what happens at private shops a lot.
so yeah, man, the 5-star rating has to do with like how good your culture is in your shop.
Mm-hmm.
And by culture is how we vibe it. What's the vibe? What are we about? Are we about drinking and partying and listening to banda in here? I
Maybe the
wish.
banda.
Huh?
Maybe the banda.
I like the banda part. Remember Marisco Sundays?
Yeah.
Marisco Sundays was the shit. No, it's the vibe. Like we're very professional. We take it very serious. No, we don't drink alcohol here. We used to do that, but we decided, you know what?
Let's cut that out.
Let's cut that out. Let's be more professional. We can party afterwards all day at a bar anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be about it. Um, for any professional place doesn't involve the alcohol in there, and not only that, we have a couple of artists that don't drink alcohol, so we respect that too.
Yeah.
Right? I think in overall, that was a big change in us that just elevated us, and the culture was like, these guys they're about the art.
Yeah.
They're serious. They,
Man, the last thing you want is you getting something permanent done on you and your artist is drunk.
yeah,
You know?
exactly.
It's not professional at all.
And another part of the culture we mention a lot, and we do it more often now. I'm seeing is like, I'll grab my client and be like, and I'll say, hey, let's go over to your booth, hey, to your station over there. What do you think about this conversation? Bigger, smaller?
Yeah.
Should I remove this? Should I add this? I'll ask that with Tony. Tony will come to me. We all cross paths,
Yeah.
even with the person that you might not always cross. Just ask questions.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing I really do a lot actually is I get two different artists' opinions. So I'll ask you, I'll ask Tony, I'll ask Romeo, I'll ask uh freaking Brian.
Yeah.
I was gonna
And
call him Papi.
Papi, el Papi. And I think from a client's perspective, I think that they would be like, "Damn, that's dope."
Yeah.
They want to like get input from the other artists. It's not just, "Oh, it's my thing and leave me alone."
Well,
You
even
know?
now, remember a perfect example is Freddie. We did that with his arm, right?
Yeah,
I got input from everyone.
yeah,
And then when we came back to do his chest, it went straight to you. It was like, what do you think?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So they even do it without even us.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
and that's part of building the culture, part of being going that extra bit. And
Hmm.
I think shops do that too, but they're not highlighting it like in a podcast. But that should be if you go to a shop, guys, and that culture is not there. I'm not saying they're bad or not, but that's just one plus we do.
Yeah.
Because we genuinely sometimes have second guesses. For instance, is it big enough? Like you kind of just want to start, but is the size big enough?
Yeah.
But if two other artists look at it and be like, bro, go bigger. You're like, I gotta wipe this shit up.
Start
But
over.
once you put that shit bigger and it just looks like, bam,
Yeah.
let's go.
That goes back to dropping your ego too.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah. So that's what it takes, guys. It takes that kind of stuff, and our new apprentices, they're understanding this.
Mm-hmm.
We constantly have this idea brought up, customer service. We write it in the back in those whiteboards. Um, and another thing we're doing too is more monthly meetings too, so kind of remind people because time flies, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll have a meeting, remember, and 3 4 months go, and then we're like, when's the next meeting? Now it's like every month.
Mm-hmm.
Let's update what we want to do, the culture, and just so they can know what as shop owners what we want.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no doubt. Well, you never mentioned that. Well, we mention it once a month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all that was able, you know, in a sense, again, we're very proud that we are a 5-star tattoo studio here in this region. But I don't think that alone is what we hang from. You know?
So now we are a 5-star. We achieved what we were trying to do. We achieved our goals that we set out to do, right?
From day
How
one,
do we,
remember?
from day one,
said-
how do we keep it? And that's a biggest story, a big question that a lot of people have. Like, all right, you did it. Now what?
Yeah.
Now we maintain it. We gotta maintain that quality.
And to answer your question, I think we always gotta think back why we started when we have those issues. Because issues will come, and let them come. You know what I mean? Let's get those challenges in here. But if we generally think back, all right, when me and Josh decided let's open up a shop and what do we want to focus on? The customer service. Then if we think that every week, then we'll apply it weekly within little subtleties. They're not like big things, big events. They're subtleties. Subtleties in how's the client today? You know, does he need an extra blanket? Check. Is the TV, like we mentioned, is the TV in that angle? You know, are they watching an event? Is he getting an Avengers tattoo? Put an Avengers movie for him, even though we've seen it 10 fucking times. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. It's about the artist. It's about the client getting that tattoo, and they're like, man, they put on my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Check. Another thing is like we talk about this all the time. Buying lunch if possible. Buying lunch. They're not thinking about where am I gonna eat. They're thinking about hope I get there on time, get my tattoo, hope it doesn't hurt. Check that box off. Those little things. Let's just continue it. We've proven that we've done it. Let's just continue it. You know, and it's hard as we get more artists in here. Now we rely that they're gonna continue
the same process we started. Yeah.
So what does that mean? We have to be on top of them too,
Mm-hmm.
and preach what we say. We can't be assholes to clients.
That's where it goes back to leading by example as well, though. I mean, we've shown what we do to our clients, and I think that's why other artists have started doing what we do. Like, I've seen other artists buy their clients lunch now. We don't have to buy it, you know. Before we would go and to everyone, be like, and we still do sometimes.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? We'll buy the whole shop lunch
For like a whole year.
Yeah.
We would buy the lunch
for everyone.
and I mean now there's a lot more. It doesn't financially. It's a little harder.
Yeah.
You know.
But now even we're not here. I still see the artists here buying their clients lunch. You know, like I see Tony buy his clients lunch. I'll tell him, "What do you want? I'll buy it."
It's a small gesture.
Yeah,
it goes a long way. And that's it. Just repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It sounds boring. I wish I could tell you there's a magical secret of how we just got these. You know, anybody that knows a business, that even has a business as a viewer, can attest that it's hard to get 5 stars. It takes a time. It takes time to build.
maintain.
Well, even to build too, though.
Yeah,
To get 90 reviews, it took us, you know,
yeah.
a good while, like 4 years.
But don't you start with 5 stars?
We do start with 5 stars.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I think it's maintain.
It's maintain it.
Yeah. How do you maintain those 5 stars?
No, not necessarily. We don't start with 5 stars. Think about it. It's depends on what the first review is.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we can start with one. Man, they came in. They don't even know what they're doing. They didn't even have the right stuff. I had to wait an hour till I started getting my tattoo. Like, what kind of place is this? 2 stars. Boom. Now we're automatically a 3-star. And it depends on the first ones.
I think we should highlight that too. Like, yeah, we've had some bad reviews, and we have always tried to fix them, and we always try to learn from them what happened in that situation. Um, and they're still up there. I mean, you could go search them. We
Yeah, I
have
have
some
one.
bad reviews, but
One.
we always try to better ourselves from those reviews.
Yeah. And but the overall we're 5, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have some in there that are like a 1 star or something.
Hmm.
But we reply to them and we try to make it better. We try to contact them, and because at the end of the day it's their perspective, right? We could have done the perfect job and they just maybe some little thing happened at the end that maybe they just said, "Oh, forget this," you know?
Hmm.
Here's their 2 stars. But we're quickly gonna call them and say, "Well, we don't say, hey, remove that.
Yeah.
I'll give you an extra $100 or something." No, we say, hey, what happened? Where can we fix it? You know,
Hmm.
simple as that. We make that extra effort. I don't know if you know. I guess in a restaurant it's harder because there's more rotation of clients going in, so it's
Yeah.
harder. I always wonder how they keep up a 5 star. Especially like when I
It's
went to
hard.
Valle
Not a lot of people do
Guadalupe.
have 5 stars.
Yeah, no, it's rare.
Yeah.
They're like at 4.8. So when you see a 4.8, you're like, oh
Yeah, that's pretty
man,
good.
this is pretty good.
Yeah.
So I could imagine when somebody's eager to spend money on a tattoo,
Yeah.
and they see a 5 star, shit, they're coming fucking, they're coming in a fucking spaceship over here as fast as possible, right? And they mentioned it to us. You're the only 5 star tattoo shop around here.
Hmm.
Thank you. We worked hard for it. It wasn't given to us. It was by no means bought. It was by no means handed to us from another shop. We earned that shit from scratch. Right, Anchor Minds? That's right.
Correct.
Right? So yeah, man. Thank you guys for listening. It's hard, but we're giving tips, guys. And if you are a shop owner and you you have questions on a certain approach or certain situations, message us, man. We're definitely willing to help you guys out if we can. And if you guys have tips on how to even be better at customer service, also let us know. We want to hear from you guys, and we appreciate the time.
Yeah, and then we're gonna be doing more questionnaires on the Instagram as well. I mean, if you guys want to answer, I think we're gonna start a little section after the podcast. It'll be cool, like answering questions from the
Yeah.
questionnaire. We just put it up. I think we have.
We have a question already?
Where's Romeo?
Where's Romeo? He's getting tatted today.
Yeah.
So, he's a student of the game as well. And he understands the value of going to another artist. And that's another fast way of learning from an artist, right? Getting
Yes, sir.
tattooed. I never did that because I never got tattooed. But that's the sign of why he's gonna grow fast. By the time he's my age, he's gonna be a beast.
Mhm.
He's gonna accomplish stuff. You get tatted from a master, Alan Padilla.
Mhm.
What's one? Let's go there. What's one tip that he gave you while you've been sitting in his chair that always stood out? Not 5, 1.
No matter what tone you have, fully saturate.
No matter what tone you have, fully saturated.
Yeah. Meaning, I know when we put in light, we get scared to go over and over and over because it gets darker and you think it's not gonna heal up light. But at the end of the day, you got to trust your tones and know it's gonna heal up the right tone, no matter how bad you saturate it.
Damn.
So trusting your tones is, I guess, number 2.
No. There you go, guys. Trust your tones.
Bam, and that's it for today.
Yes, sir.
We'll definitely stay in the loop on the Instagram for those questionnaires. We'll answer the questions at the end, and then you'll be able to see your live answers at the end of when they get released on Thursdays. Cool. Thank you,
All right,
guys.
guys. Catch you on the next one. Peace.